For our landscape project, we're going to use the 2D capabilities of our AutoCAD system, AutoCAD Architecture 2023 English US Imperial. Double left click on the icon on your desktop screen. The first thing we're going to do is just start typing the word options so we can change our background screen. OPTIONS. Typically, the default is set on Files. Across the top, there's the Drafting tab. Select Colors, select Uniform Background, and select True Black. Hit Apply and Close, and OK. And your background screen is a true black. We also want to turn off the grid for our purposes. Down here, you'll see that highlighted right now is the grid mode. We'll simply single left click and our grid is off on the screen. We'll also turn off the snap. Single left click and now the snap is off. So we are free roam throughout the screen. We're also going to set our what's called polar tracking. Anytime you see a little white triangle next to an option, there are more options available next to that icon. The polar tracking gives you the ability to draw straight across, straight up and down, move straight across, move straight up and down, or snap at specific angles. If I single left click on the triangle next to it, currently it's set to snap every 10 degrees. Just for lesson purposes, if I single left click on the line and single left click on the screen, you can see it snaps in 0, 10, 20 degrees. I'm going to select Escape to get out of the command line. I'm going to select for the polar tracking to snap every 30 degrees. Every single time I draw, move, or rotate something, it's going to snap every 30 degrees. You can see this snap represented by a green lock-in line at the degree. I'm going to select Escape, get out of the command line. We're also going to make sure that our object snap is on. One of the most important options down here, it's represented with a small square box with an even smaller square box in the corner. Currently it's on. If I left click on the down arrow, you'll see currently the ones that are checked. Object snaps are nothing more than stickers to specific spots on objects. Endpoint, midpoint, center, and there are other very common ones that we will use. Make sure that, for now, endpoint, midpoint, and center are checked. If you do check them all, unfortunately, a lot of times you get a lot of what are called apertures floating around when you're trying to do something. One that's pretty common to use that'll stick to everything is nearest. And you're not going to get accurate specific spots when using nearest. It'll just float around objects constantly. Endpoint, midpoint, and center. Single left click on the screen to get out of the command. Another option is to dock toolbars. We will most likely leave most of our toolbars in the places that they are. The interface shows many tabs across the top of our AutoCAD system. Within the Home tab, you can see that we'll be using View a lot. If I select Insert, I can't see that View ribbon anymore. If I single left click and hold on the word View, I can undock that toolbar or ribbon. If I single left click and hold, I can place it anywhere back underneath the Home tab that I want. If I single left click and hold and undock the toolbar, and I go back to a different tab, my View tab stays visible. This is very helpful when you use a tab in quite often, such as Draw and Modify. I'm going to put the View tab over here by my wheel and use this instead of my wheel. There are other windows that have popped up that I'm going to close out right now. One are the properties. I'm going to single left click on the X. Another one, my tool palette, single left click on the X. Now I have a larger graphics screen. I do want to watch my command line, and I can place it anywhere I want. I'm going to keep it kind of in the middle. I'm going to undock it and make it fairly small. After I've done everything, I'm going to go to my red AutoCAD A and do a single left click. Select Save As, and I'm going to save this drawing for right now onto my desktop. I'm going to save the file name as Landscape, LANDSCAPE, and select Save.